Hey everyone, Knowledge here with Reach Your Summit. In this video, I'm going to share a comparison going over all of the Palante packs and the Palante Sidebag. So I've been getting a lot of requests to go over all of the different Palante packs that I've been using out on the trail. Many of you know that I'm a big fan of Palante, and I've been using their packs for a few years now on backpacking trips, through hikes, day hikes, and a whole bunch of other outdoor pursuits. I find them to be very comfortable. I love the simplicity in design, and I also feel that they're aesthetically pleasing. So in this video, I'm going to break down each one just a little bit. I do have a few videos on my channel going over some of these packs more in detail, so I'll put the links for those videos in the description for this video so you can check that out whenever you'd like. But I'm hoping that this video helps give you a little bit more of an idea of the differences between each one. I'll show you some of the different things that I use the packs for, and I'll also show you the fit of each. I'm also getting back from a few days out on the long trail in Vermont, enjoying past peak foliage, but also very beautiful foliage, lots of solitude, nice, cool, crisp temps. And on that hike, I use the Palante Ultralight. So let's get right into that pack, and we'll kick things off with the Palante Ultralight. So the Ultralight is one of Palante's flagship packs. Super minimal, very simple pack. The internal volume of the pack is around 26 liters. And I feel with all the extra outer pockets, it brings it closer to a 30 to 31 liter pack. I went with a gridstop fabric, though there are other fabric options available for this pack. And this fabric is pretty durable, water resistant, but not waterproof. So I will still use a Nylofume pack liner with it. And that's going to help keep my quilt and anything that I want to remain dry inside of the pack, because eventually water can find its way inside, but it dries very quickly. And I feel this pack would be great for shorter long distance through hikes like the New England Trail, the Long Trail, the Base Circuit Trail, many others, depending on the conditions, the time of year, and your type of hiking style. If you find that you like to be minimal while still remaining comfortable and safe, and you really have your kit dialed in, and you prefer hiking many hours and spending little time at camp like I do, then this can even be a great pack for a trail like the Appalachian Trail. Just because you're passing by a town every 3 to 4 days, so this would end up being an excellent pack for that specific trail. I've even been able to get away with using this on some winter backpacking trips in very mild conditions for 2 to 3 days, and I was really happy with how it performed during those trips too. Because this is a frameless, hip beltless pack, it's not made to carry a huge amount of weight. So the most I've had in this pack so far has been around 18 to 19 pounds, and I was really comfortable with it. Could probably push it a little bit more, but it's not something that you would want to carry in this pack all of the time. Very simple, clean design. The bottle pockets are big enough to fit 2 1-liter smart water bottles. So I like using Platypus 1-liter soft bottles, and I find those to fit in these pockets really well too. Along with that, I'll put my water filter in one pocket with a bottle, and on the other side, I'll have my other 1-liter bottle and then my trekking pole, or I can stick my umbrella in there if I'm carrying an umbrella on my hike. and secure those with the shock cords so they're not popping out of the bottle pockets. I also like to use this shock cord to put my wet socks if I've cleaned them and I want them to dry during the day. You can also put a shirt or anything else on the outside there. But most of the time I try to keep things minimal. I don't like a lot of things hanging off of the outside of my pack. The shoulder strap pockets, I'll store quick, easy access items like my lip balm and sunblock and sanitizer. And then in the other pocket, I usually have my phone just so I can get at it quickly to take pictures or film. The shoulder straps are nice and thick, very comfortable, very wide. The bottom pocket I'll use to put snacks in there to get access to those throughout the day so I can keep hiking and not have to stop frequently. And on the other side, there's a tiny little opening where I like to shove my snack trash inside of after I'm done eating. It's really nice because I'm able to keep that all separate from the entrance to the pocket, so I can keep grabbing snacks and not be digging out a bunch of packaging. And on the outer front pocket, I like having this steak pocket that was sewn into the pack. Keeps my steaks separate from everything else in the outer pocket. Allows me to get at them quickly when I get to camp at the end of the day. And it also protects my pack and protects everything else in the outer pocket that's in there with those steaks. And all of the pockets on this pack are made out of the Ultra mesh fabric that Palante came up with, and it's been very durable. Holds up really well, has a good amount of stretch to it. I'm not as worried about setting this pack down on the ground because the bottom pocket is made of that too. The pack has a nice G-clip roll top closure and uses a cinch cord for the fit. It fits very comfortably. I have around a 18 to 19 inch torso, and this pack does come in one torso length of 18 inches. So I find it to fit really well. I've used this out on the Appalachian Trail, on the Long Trail, the New England Trail, the North-South Trail, the Monadnock Sunapee Greenway. I've also used the Ultralight as a travel pack, and I've used it for many day hikes. So I feel that this would be a very suitable pack for many to use as a day hiking pack, as well as a travel pack. And so far with this pack, I have close to 500 miles with it, holding up really well, no signs of wear and tear, and I'm looking forward to using it quite a bit more in the future. Next up is the Palante V2. This pack is the bigger sibling of the Palante Ultralight. So this one is around 37 liters, and with all of the outer pockets, I feel that it brings it closer to around a 43 to 45 liter pack. This is also going to be very streamlined, very minimal and simple, but it does have an additional feature that the Ultralight does not have, and that is a hip belt. So this allows me to carry heavier weight a little bit better, pulls it a little bit closer to my body, helps distribute the weight a little bit more for those times when I'm carrying a little bit more weight. So with this pack, I went with the Ultra 200 fabric. I had been hearing about Ultra a lot a few years ago when it was first released, and I saw Palante was offering some of their packs in this fabric. So I went ahead and tried it out, and I've been really happy with the fabric and with this pack too. I have over 1,500 miles with this pack. The Ultra fabric is really neat. It has a gauze-like look to it. It is going to be waterproof. The only parts that will not be waterproof are where the sewing is, unless the pack is seam taped. But the Ultra 200 fabric on its own is going to be waterproof or highly water resistant than my Grid Stop pack has. Durability is going to be right up there with Grid Stop. I still feel Grid Stop has slightly better durability and abrasion resistance, but I haven't had any major blowouts or issues with this pack. It's been holding up really well. And this one might be a little bit more suitable for many other hikers. You have a little bit more wiggle room with everything. You don't have to be as minimal with your gear. You do still need to be dialed in to a certain extent, but it's a little more forgiving than the Ultralight pack. So this would be a great pack for a PCT through hike or through hiking the Kuas Trail, but also some of the other trails that I mentioned, like the New England Trail and the Long Trail and the Appalachian Trail. I've carried up to 25 pounds with this pack so far, and I've found it to be very comfortable, especially when that hip belt is secured as well, because this is still a frameless pack. Once you get around 20 pounds, you start putting stress on the pack, no matter what size pack it is, when there's no frame involved. So with this version of the pack, it has the introduction of the Ultra Mesh pocket and also has the tent stake pocket, but then the bottom of this pack with the snack pocket has the old Lycra mesh to it. And I do have a little bit of wear here, not anything too significant, and I'll just sew those at some point. Along with the side entry for the snacks, it too has the small little trash pocket on the other side. It has the loop, the tool loop for an ice axe or for your trekking poles. It has the shot cord. The bottle pockets are plenty spacious enough for 2 water bottles like the Ultralight. This one also uses the G-hook closure at the top and roll top, but instead of the cinch cord, it has a buckle and 2 snaps. And this comes in 2 different fits. So there's a 16-inch, which I believe has a 31 liter capacity, and then the 19-inch torso, which I have here, and that's the 37 liter internal capacity. So I find it to fit very well, a little bit better than the Ultralight, just because it's more closer to my torso length than the Ultralight is. I've used this on many winter trips. I've used this also up in the Whites in New Hampshire, up in Vermont, out in Maine. Used this on the Bay Circuit Trail and the Mid-State Trail. And I've been really happy with the Ultra fabric, and I look forward to seeing how it continues to hold up over time. I haven't had any delamination issues. I've also been able to fit a Bear Vault 450 inside of this pack a lot more comfortably than I did with the Palante Ultralight. I have used the Bear Vault inside of that pack too, and just with the extra volume, this pack carries it a little bit more comfortably. Next up is the Palante Desert Pack. This is the largest pack that Palante currently offers. They offer it in 2 sizes. So of course I went with the 19-inch torso. So that brings the total capacity internally, I believe, at 43 liters. And with all of the extra pockets, I feel it brings it closer to a 50 liter pack. This pack I use on shoulder season trips. I also use this in the winter time. It's basically a slightly larger version of the V2. So I went with the Grid Stop fabric for the extra durability. And this has all of the same features and setup basically as the V2 also. So I can get 2 really large water bottles in the sides there. It has the snack pocket on the bottom with the trash opening, and also the shoulder strap pockets. All of the pockets with this pack are just like my Ultralight pack, so they're all made out of the Ultra Mesh. There's also a port in the back here, so if you wanted to use a hydration bladder, you can have the hose come out through there. I prefer bottles, so that's something that I haven't really used much. Also has the shock cord on the sides and the loop down at the bottom for the trekking pole or ice axe. Uses the G-hook closure and the same roll top closure snap buckle system that the V2 uses. And this would be a great pack for hiking the PCT. This would also be great for the CDT and the Northville Placid Trail, areas where a bear canister will be required. Also, if you want to have a little bit more room for food and be able to treat yourself a little bit more, having the extra volume to this pack would be really nice to have. I've had a lot more weight inside of this pack, close to 30 pounds, and it's carried comfortably. If you have really long water carries or big stretches in between resupply, this is going to be a really nice pack. I've used this up in the Whites. I've also used this on the long trail in Vermont. I've used this up in the Adirondacks and also out in the Catskills. This pack I'm sitting at around 400 miles so far, so a little less than the other packs, but a real treat to carry. I'm looking forward to getting a lot more mileage in with this pack. I'm really happy to have this in my rotation trips when I end up needing it, and I want to have a very familiar pack. Now I'm going to get into my very first Palante pack and the smallest fully featured pack that they offer, and that is the Palante Joey. So this Joey that I have here is considered the V2. I have well over 1,500 miles with this pack as well, and has some signs of wear, but it's been holding up really well otherwise. This is a frameless, hip beltless running vest style pack made for moving fast and having quick access to everything while you're on the move. The pack I have here is made out of aerobic nylon, so it's going to be the least durable compared to the other packs that I showed in this video so far. Even all of the outer pockets are going to be made out of slightly less durable mesh. The internal capacity of this pack is 24 liters, and the torso length is around 18 inches, and this pack has pockets everywhere. This pack is what really turned me on to Palante packs. I was really intrigued with the design. I'd been a big fan of running vest style packs in the past, and I wanted to try one out. So I was lucky enough to be able to find one and purchase it. And it is one of the most comfortable packs I've ever used. I really love the shoulder straps to the Palante Joey, and I would love to see the desert pack that I showed you and the V2 with those similar straps. Could also very well be something that I end up doing myself, kind of a MYOG project. What's really nice about the Joey is there's not as much padding to it. It's just mesh wrapped around itself, and it's very wide, so it does wrap around my shoulders and my chest really comfortably. I'm able to feel like the pack is an extension of my body. It's not pulling in any direction. It just sits right on my back, and the straps just form around my body without any pressure in any areas. The shoulder straps have 2 pockets on each side, so I'll store similar things in the shoulder strap pockets like I do with the other more traditional packs. And then on the bottom pockets, I might put my Garmin InReach or my flashlight or headlamp, just so those are easy to get at too. And the Joey uses a roll top closure similar to the Ultralight, along with the G-hook and the cinch cord. It does have the shock cord, so I'm able to hang the socks, store my trekking pole in there. detach them and use them with my bivy when I am using a bivy with my tarp. Has the bottom pocket. I have a little bit of wear on the mesh for that pocket, and also one of the bottle pockets and the Robic on the side had a hole that formed just from wear and tear. So I ended up patching that up with some tenacious tape and then putting some seam sealant around the outer edges, and it's been holding up really well. This pack I've used on shorter through hikes. I feel that this is very similar to the Palante Ultralight, though a little less traditional. So everything that I felt you can use that pack for, find this pack to be very suitable for that too. But you would definitely need things to be really dialed in. I wouldn't carry as much weight in this as I would with the Ultralight. You know, if you're pushing 20 pounds or a little bit over at times, you're gonna feel that in this pack a little bit more than you will with the Ultralight pack, just due to the style of strap. This is made more for being very efficient and fast and light, everything dialed in. But when you do have it dialed in, this is such a joy to wear and one of my favorite packs. This one I'm going to continue to use too, and I look forward to seeing how well it holds up with continued use. So this is the Joey V3, and I was really happy with grid stop fabric and how the Joey performed with the first one I was able to get. So I ended up buying this one, and this one uses the same eggplant grid stop that the Desert Pack uses that I have. The top has the Robic nylon in a really nice light powder blue, and the changes with this is that all of the outer pockets transition to the Ultra mesh instead of the Lycra mesh. Those were the big changes to this pack. Still has the same capacity, so internal capacity is around 24 liters, 18-inch torso length. With all the outer pockets, feel it brings it more closer to a 28-liter pack. It still carries very comfortably. The Joey packs do not have that tent stake pocket, so in that case I end up using a tent stake bag, and I just put it right in the outer pocket in the same area that the tent stake pocket is on the other packs. Bottle pockets are a little more difficult to get 2 bottles into, but this was designed to be carrying the water up in the front to have better weight distribution. But I like storing my bottles in the side pockets. Can still get at them with wearing the pack, and use the shoulder strap pockets to have smaller items inside of it. Similar hikes or pursuits, I feel this would be great for that. Can also use this for day hikes. I've used this on winter trips that are very mild and carries just as comfortably as the Palante Joey V2. I have close to around 300 miles with this version of the Joey. I really like having this one in my lineup too, and look forward to using this one a lot more as well. And this Palante Joey we'll call the V4, if you will. This is currently up on Palante's website, I believe, and also Garage Grown Gear. They have some really nice colorways for this recent release, but I saw that they were offering the Joey in the Ultra fabric, just like the fabric that is used with my Palante V2. So this is using the Ultra 200 fabric in black, and I've been really happy with the Ultra Weave fabric over the last 1,500 plus miles with the V2. So I just had to get another Joey because it's one of my favorite packs, and I've been really happy with that fabric. Not much changed with this pack aside from the fact that they added some reflective cordage to the cinch cord for the roll top closure. Capacity is the same with this, 24 liters for the internal capacity. Outer pockets again, bringing it more to like a 28-liter pack. This one I have a little less mileage in, but I've been really happy with it so far. I've been using it up in the White Mountains quite a bit in New Hampshire. Been using it up in Vermont. Been using it out on the New England Trail. Bottle pockets and outer pocket and bottom pocket and shoulder strap pockets are the same as the V3 that I just showed you. And what's unique about this pack with the running vest straps is that it has 2 sternum straps instead of 1 sternum strap like a traditional backpack. Been really happy with this pack too so far, and I'm really excited to have Joey made out of the Ultra Weave, and I look forward to seeing how it holds up. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hold up just as well as the V2 that I've been using, and it's nice having something that's a little bit more water resistant for specific trips and hikes where I might want to use this instead of a larger pack like that V2. And the smallest bag that Palante offers is the Sidebag. So I bought this last year, I believe, and I've been really happy with it so far. This crossbody bag is great for trail running, for cycling. I've used it for traveling. I also use it in conjunction with some of my packs. If I want to have a little bit more room, if I want to access a camera or I want to access some smaller items and my pockets are full, want to distribute weight a little differently, this works great for that. And for through hikes, this could also make for a great town bag when you're in town and you don't want to carry everything else around while you're visiting before you get back on trail. I believe the total capacity of this is 1.5 or 2 liters. I've been able to fit all of the 10 essentials inside of this, and I have that featured at the end of my Palante Ultralight video. So if you go to that video and go to the timestamp for going over the Sidebag a bit more, you'll be able to see everything that I was able to fit inside of this. It has a lot more room than it looks like it does. I went with the large. There's a small available also, but the large fits my torso and chest size. Has a nice waterproof zipper, and the one that I went with is the Ultra Stretch Mesh, similar to what's on the pockets of a lot of my other packs I showed in this video. And it's just a really nice bag. I've been really happy with it so far, and I'm looking forward to using this a lot more in the near future. So that is a quick look and comparison at all of the Palante packs that I use on the trail and that I own. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that this helped answer some of your questions that you might have had on these packs and being able to see all of them in one specific video. If you like the video, hit the like button. And if you like the content on my channel, consider subscribing because I'm always adding new videos to it. I really enjoyed putting this one together for all of you. And if any of you have used any of these packs, please feel free to leave your experience with them in a comment below. I'd love to hear how things are working out for you. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to leave those in a comment below as well. Or you can contact me at any time at reachyoursummit.net. Thank you again for watching, and thank you for subscribing. Greatly appreciate all of you. And until the next one, see you on the trail.